Slick talker since a jet. Wintertime, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag. Disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school. Winter one hell of a kid. I am smoking gas, jogging mid. I'm lit. What you doing? I done did. I swear. Slick talker since a jet. Finesse. I know that this what they want. Facts. Run up some money, I'm gone. I'm the truth like Ron.
Hey guys, it's DX What Ifs here, and today I am back with my series. This will be part 2 of What If Naruto Was a Demon, or you could call it Reborn. Oh, no. Reborn as I Was a Demon. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. I don't know exactly how, but Naruto calmly listens. You look like me. Naruto stares at him in shock while he looks down in shame as he sees Naruto's expression. Naruto plucks one of his hairs and sees that he wasn't lying. He was holding a strand of white silver hair. Akuma continues to feel ashamed of what he has done to his brother, what he has done to Naruto. Akuma gets up and says, "I'm sorry, Naruto. I may have made our lives worse. You can hate me if you want, and I won't stop you. But just know," he turns around to leave as Naruto begins to stand. "You will always be my brother." He begins to work his way towards the exit of the labyrinth with his hands in his pocket and his head hanging low. Naruto then appears in front of Akuma, catching him off guard. Akuma was surprised but didn't even have time to think as Naruto delivers a powerful gut punch, blowing Akuma back into the wall of the labyrinth, breaking it. "That's how you view me? As someone who would walk out on you just because we look the same? You should know that something like this would never sever our bonds, and it hurts that you don't. You're the only one I have, and you're the only one I'll need, so don't you ever turn your back on me again." Akuma, sitting in the crater wide-eyed because of what he said to him. He gets up and stands as he sheds a tear. Naruto walks through the rubble and hugs him, then says, "No matter what, I will always be here for you, Akuma. Don't ever feel that you have to distance yourself from me no matter what happens. I will stick by you no matter what you do." Akuma, taking this all in with open arms, begins to choke, trying to hold back tears. A quick pause took place as the echoes from Akuma's sniffles passed through the labyrinth. "You know, it hurt when I saw you turn your back towards me. At that moment, I was afraid of losing you, my only family." Akuma's choking began to turn into silent crying. "I love you, Akuma. Always remember that." That was the first time Akuma heard his little brother tell him that. At that moment, Akuma began to burst into tears over Naruto's shoulder as he embraces him back. 2 days later, they return to Konoha, hungry, aggravated, hiding their loot in body storage seals. They hide their presence more efficiently now, so no one can expect a change. Their tracking control is like mid-tuning, because ever since the incident happened 5 days ago, their track control seemed they seemed more in control of their chakra. Anyways, they now walk up to the village gate. The two shinobi guarding the gate didn't even recognize Naruto at first, but notices Akuma in the back of Naruto on the spot. One of them says, "Hey, who permitted you to leave the village?" Then Naruto follows up with, "We didn't leave the village. We were in the outskirts." Naruto says this while glaring at the Leaf Shinobi. "And who might you be?" Both Leaf Shinobi then realize that he has Naruto's black shirt with the Uzumaki symbol on it and his usual gray shorts. Then looks at Naruto in disbelief. Both shinobi thinks to themselves, "What happened to him? The demon brat looks different. Why do they look alike?" They grow curious, but still think he's the same little kid they knew. Both shinobi walk up to the both of them. One reaches out to grab Naruto by the wrist. "Come on, demon brat. We're going to the Hokage. You too." saying this while looking at Akuma. Akuma sits there leaning against a tree, then grins. By the way, they used those 3 days. They were those 3 days to train hard nonstop. So, that's why they're not in a good mood or they're starving and shit like that. Anyways, Naruto then jumps before the gatekeeper could see, and then Spin kicks him while in midair. The shinobi spins through the air and crashes into the post where they sat. The other Leaf Ninja looked at Naruto in shock. He couldn't believe that this 4-year-old boy just knocked out a Chunin with one swift kick he couldn't even read. Then Naruto gets up from the landing and glares at the shinobi, sending bloodlust towards him. He was scared out of his mind. He fell on his hands and knees, with him already leaking puddles of sweat onto the ground. Panting heavily, shaking profusely. In his mind, he literally thought he was gonna die this day. Then, suddenly it stopped. He takes a few deep breaths. Naruto then crouches in front of the man while Akuma watches in amusement. The man, still shaking, looks up slowly at Naruto, and what he sees, he will never forget. The image of the whiteness in Naruto's eyes turned to grayish black, while the Nine-Tails' eyes pierced his soul. Naruto had no idea this was happening. He stares deep into this scared shinobi's eyes and says, "If you ever look our way, approach us in any manner, if you even breathe within our range, we'll kill you." He does this with an evil grin on his face. Akuma just stands there grinning at the suffering of the shinobi. Naruto thinks to himself, "What is this feeling? This feeling I never thought I had. I can't believe this makes me feel good. Seeing him weak and pathetic, it warms my heart." Thinking this while he's still piercing the shinobi's soul with his inhumane eyes. The shinobi still sitting there, staring into the eyes of a demon. He gets too overwhelmed by fear, then passes out. Naruto then gets up, looks at Akuma. They both exchange looks of concern for themselves, wondering why they were acting this way. Naruto's eyes begin to shift back to normal. They read each other's energy and decide to talk about it. So they begin to walk through the village gates with eyewitnesses in shocks, some in fear. They walk through the village with a type of energy. They walk with their heads up. They give off this energy saying they cannot be touched, more confident than ever. They walk through the village looking like cocky, apathetic delinquents. This was getting under the majority of the villagers' skin. And Akuma and Naruto was just eating this up, literally. They don't know that they're doing it, but it explains why they suddenly feel good. Ever since they left the labyrinth, they felt all of it. Every being that passes, even thinking about negative intentions, it all was going right into them, fueling the darkness inside of them, giving them more power. So now they arrive at Hiruzen's office. So they open the door to the Hokage's office and walk in. Hiruzen then shoots up from his desk. "Naruto, what happened to you?" Hiruzen realizes that Naruto looks as tall as Akuma, both having white silver hair and crimson red eyes. But of course, no, Naruto then says, "I changed my look, old man." Naruto says this as if Hiruzen was annoying him. Hiruzen is in shock from what he just heard from Naruto. He never expects this type of tone to come from Naruto. Naruto then realizes what he's doing and gets his emotions under control. "Oh, I'm sorry, old man. I didn't mean to say it like that. I'm just not feeling well." "I don't care about that. Where have you been, Naruto?" Naruto then says, I've been in the outskirts training with my brother for 3 days. That's all." Oh, well, why didn't you tell me? Because I knew you'd say no, Naruto says while smiling and comfortably scratching the back of his head. Ruzan thinks while wearing a pleasant smile. Well, I'm glad that all of Naruto didn't change. Naruto then turns around and says, well, see you, old man, Naruto says as him and Akuma walk through the door, exiting the room. Sorry. After that, they go and train for the whole day. They worked on chakra control. The majority of the training focused on Kenjutsu and Taijutsu. They also pull out all the items they have received from the labyrinth. They start sorting the items. A few minutes later, they finish. They grab specific items to use. Naruto and Akuma could now not just only sense, but see the dark aura around the strange scrolls they found in the labyrinth. They look at the scroll with curiosity in their eyes. Did we snag those scrolls? No, sorry, said it wrong. Did we snag these ones? Naruto then says, no. Oh, sorry, no. I don't remember taking these. I remember feeling something from them, though. Akuma picks up one of the dark scrolls, looking at the dark smoke flowing elegantly off the scroll. He opens it. As soon as he slides it open, they both see the aura instantly vanish. Akuma then says, what happened? Naruto follows up with, nothing apparently. Then Akuma notices instructions started to imprint itself on the scroll. Naruto, look! They both look at the scroll together and sees a picture of a figure shooting a huge black flame resembling the Great Fireball Jutsu. Then he sees words appear inside of the scroll. Dark incineration is what you say to activate the jutsu after you form the hand signs. But if you are more advanced in power and skill, all you have to do is lift your hand and say, incinerate. Then after that, the scroll engulfs into dark flames, surprising Akuma and Naruto. Akuma instantly drops the brain scroll, then they both back up a little. Naruto then yells, what was that crap? Probably a self-destruction seal, Akuma then says after. They both speculate that if these have defense mechanisms, that these are only meant to be read once. The dark scrolls, Akuma then says, the dark scrolls are not supposed to be shared. Then that means all of this was meant for one person, Naruto follows up with. They both sit and think for a few moments. After a couple seconds, Naruto says, that sword, it only reacted to you, didn't it? Akuma looks up at Naruto and says, what are you trying to say? That all this stuff somehow belongs to you. Akuma was not surprised. I figured when I told you that I thought the sword was mine. And it turns out I was right. And there was no issue either when the sword fused with me, just a little pain. Akuma notices that once cool collected expression disappeared, replaced with a serious look over a sudden. You okay? Naruto then says, let's not go back to the village for a while. Akuma thinks for a moment. Okay. How long will we stay out? How long will we stay out here? Naruto. Until we can be able to attend the graduation exam. Don't worry. We'll have a talk with the old man and convince him to let us attend. Akuma. 8 years, huh? That's long, but it's fine with me. Now we can finally leave here. Naruto. That's right. When we set out, we'll find some sort of shelter. If we can't find a place to stay, we'll just stay in the labyrinth. Akuma agrees. Then says, this could be our little training trip. Naruto. That's what it was from the beginning, big bro. He says as the both of them gather their things. They start putting the items back in their storage seals. After a few moments, they headed off to start their travels. Back to Konoha the next day. Sarutobi calls in a search for Naruto and Akuma because it has been too long since he's seen them. He doesn't want Naruto to get into any trouble. After those 5 days they were missing, he couldn't help but think the worst. Anbu searched every crevice of the village, but there was no luck at all. They were very well hidden. This went on for about a few weeks, but then he gave up when he finally faced reality, and it broke his heart. My boys, they're gone. Tears begin to fall as the thought of both kids dead somewhere out in the world flood his mind. He breaks down in his office, laying his head on the desk. The village, however, was happy that the demon brothers of Konoha has disappeared. The only ones who actually felt sad was Hiruzen, Teuchi, and his daughter. So was Shikamaru and Choji. They started to become very good friends. And last, Hinata Hyuga. She was sad most of all, besides Hiruzen. The love of her life just up and left. But it made her want to become stronger so she can bring him back. Alright, okay, so now let me explain things a little more. As for the relationships, they will be the same in the beginning, but changes will be made and it will get very, very interesting. So during them 8 years, Akuma and Naruto had been training every day since they left nonstop. They hunt for their food. They're in the labyrinth. They couldn't find no place to go because everybody shunned them or whatever. Every village they want to shun them, so they live in the labyrinth. They hunt for their food. They went to the forest of death and killed beasts with ease. Their taijutsu, kenjutsu, ninjutsu were elite jonin. Come on, it's been 8 years, so their chakra control is phenomenal. It's phenomenal now. Their strength, speed, power is elite jonin. Their stealth is above Kage level due to them having their presence so much to hunt. And one more thing I forgot to mention. Back when Naruto was trying to force Akuma's hand off the blade and end up getting blown back by the force of the power, he had gotten some of Akuma's DNA and mana fused into him because, remember, he made direct contact with Akuma's dark energy from a whole other plane of existence and stayed to help Akuma. So, of course, he was in the midst of it. So, of course, it's going to attach itself to him. Anyways, back to the story. Their reflexes is that of high jonin, so that will help majorly. Both make a deadly combo. These two fight together when the battle can't be won alone. You might be thinking, well, obviously, that's what everybody does. But these two are different. They're way different. They fight as if they are one person. They're truly in sync. They will fuck you up. You have no chance. When you see them, run away. That's all I'm gonna say. Run away. Anyways, it will be close to impossible to beat them when they both fight together only using taijutsu, unless you're Kage level. Anyways, they are very smart as well. They often snuck into the library of Konoha at night. Now, let's get into the abilities. We're going to go with Akuma's first. Now, most of these abilities had to do with the demon and chakra. Their demon mana power and their demon chakra. So let's get into these abilities. So we're going to start off with Akuma's. Incineration, advanced. Black flame cloak, advanced. Black light, advanced. Eternal flames, advanced. Incarnation, dark dragon jutsu, dark explosion release, pulse, pull, gravity paralysis, advanced. Blood clone, advanced. And finally, abyss. They have familiars as well. I'm gonna get into it as the story progresses. Anyways, Akuma has a double S class familiar named Grigor. I'll show you a picture now. That's what he looks like. All right. Anyways, now we're gonna get into the forms: Eternal Devastation and Maimon. Here's the rage form. No. Here's the rage form. Incomplete Maimon. All right. That's all of Akuma's all about Akuma's abilities you need to know right now. Now we're gonna get into Naruto's. Right. So Dark Rasengan, Shadow Clone Jutsu, Multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu, Dark Lightning Cloak, Eternal Flames, Incarnation, Dark Fire Dragon Jutsu, Pulse, Pull, Gravity Paralysis, Abyss, Soul, Blood Clone, and Creation. Alright. So let me get on into why I don't want y'all complaining like, oh, why yours all your abilities are advanced and his is not. This is his story, Bro. Akuma is a full-fledged demon. Naruto is half. He's half. He's not gonna be able to advance those abilities so easily. So that's why. And plus, he has one up on me. Like, it's not like I'm stronger than him. You know, I'm not stronger than him. We are both on equal terms, always and forever. Anyways, back to it. Naruto has a triple S class familiar named Ari. The 3 S's triple S niggas, the triple S familiar, they're humanoids. They can talk. They're like a human. But Naruto has a dragon type. I'll show you a picture right now. All right, back to it. Forms: Fox's Eternal Devastation, Dark Fox Chakra Cloak, Fox Maimon. Rage forms: Incomplete Fox Maimon. Now there's one more thing that is going to get the story so good. Both also have secret alternatives to gain power. All right, let me get into the reason they feel like when the negative energy makes them feel good. That is the energy, the negative energy radiating off of the soul. So that gets them riled up, gets them excited, makes them feel good inside. Now, that's all I have to say. I'm going to explain it now. They have the ability to rip people's soul out of their body, consuming it, changing it into power. That's why that's basically being drawn to it, because they're demons. Feel me? They're demons. Anyway, if you go down this path, you will ascend from your base, officially becoming an S-class demon. So when you're a regular demon, you could go as far as you want. You feel me? You're going to be stronger than humans. Way stronger. You can go as far as you want. But when you first start, if you train consistently like Naruto and Akuma, all you have to do is consume one soul. You'll instantly become an S-class, but then you'll have to consistently do it. And I'll explain why. Now, your appearance will change more and more demon-like as you ascend further. No, matter of fact, no, scratch that. No. There will be 3 more ranks to pass to reach the ultimate power: SS, Triple S, and Catastrophic level. Once you manage to get past all 4 stages, you will be granted immense power and become a type of demon. You won't just be any regular demon anymore. Here is the names of the 3 types of king level demon you can ascend to depending on the demon's power: Oni, Phoenix, and Maimon. Now I'm going to get into what they are. Most Oni ascend from strength types. They are giant ogre-like demons with immense power no human nor regular demon could handle. But to the rest of the kings, they're nothing. Anyway, Oni aren't able to talk unless they are granted more power by Maimon, which are the top kings right there. They're kings. They could basically do whatever the fuck they want. Anyways, changing them into humanoid demons. Hybrids, basically. So majority often work as Maimon's army, guards, or escorts down in the underworld to get promoted. These hybrids are called they do sometimes do personal missions for them, if they want to be grimy or some shit like that. Oh yeah, go over there and destroy their town. Or they do some junk like that. Yeah, that's what they're mostly used for. Anyway, these hybrids are called Aoni. They might be these Oni might be unable to talk, but they can speak telepathically. So they're not completely unable. Like they're basically they basically still can talk, but through mind. All right, now let's get into phoenixes. Phoenixes are mid-tier kings ascending from fire types. They are very powerful and rely on speed and agility most of all. Maimon are the most feared out of all, ascending from unique and special demons. Maimon. That's what my character in Naruto is going to be. Maimon. Anyway, this specific group of kings don't just ascend with the same ability and power as one another. They all have their own unique talents, abilities, and more. They have the ability to switch their appearance from humanoid demons to fully formed demons. These sound good, but all this power comes with a slight cost until you climax. Hit the peak. The more souls you consume, the lower your sanity becomes. You have to be able to control yourself, and it will be hard. And it will be hard to keep your mind together. That's why most demons that attempt this act for power and end up being killed on the spot because they lose their minds and start killing uncontrollably. That's why this method was banished by Satan for many years. But word never stopped getting around due to the concept of binges, because they still did it. Anyway, once you're deemed a binge eater, you will be killed on the spot or sentenced to death if you're caught. But we'll get more into this underworld nowadays soon enough. Now, next. Oh, sorry, next. Oh, no, I messed up. Dang it. Next. 8 years later. This is a picture of Akuma. They both have short hair and red demon eyes, like in the image, but Naruto has slits of fox. They both have masks, like Kakashi's, but tucked in right now. It's tucked in. At this current event, this is about to transpire. The hoodie you see has a long drape down to the back of the ankle like a trench coat. Imagine the bottom half however you want it to look. They are as tall as 15-year-olds nowadays, but much taller, and they look more mature. And by the way, Naruto still has whiskers. Still has his whiskers. Anyway, let me stop talking. Back to Konoha. Not much has changed since Naruto and Akuma left the village. Shikamaru and Choji forgot about them after a while. Kakashi still wonders about where they went. He doesn't believe they could have died because of Naruto's display of power that day. And the look on that man's shocked Kakashi. He wondered how could Naruto make a grown man scared that he'd pass out. He concluded that it was the bloodlust he holds. A kid should not have that much bloodlust though, but he keeps it in the back of his mind for now. Hiruzen never got over the fact that Naruto might be dead, but he does have hope, very little of it. Hinata would go out looking for Naruto every now and then, but she soon gave up, still having hope that both Naruto and Akuma are alive and well. Everything is pretty much the same though. One day, the gatekeeper spots two hooded figures wearing red and black attire. They sense an intimidating aura from their blurred look in the distance. They get hostile and try to stop them. Hey, stop right there! The hooded figures continue to walk nonchalantly towards the gate. I'm warning you! They continue walking. One of the shinobi then pulls out a kunai saying, "That's it." The shinobi dashes towards one of the figures. The other shinobi follows up, and then they instantly stop in their tracks. What the hell is this? He can barely speak because of the force of this strange power holding his jaw shut. They could do nothing as they approach further towards them. They look in fear because they are unaware of their intentions. By the way, if you're confused about that last part, they're like frozen in midair. Like they're frozen midway. Anyways, like that's what I mean by stopped in their tracks. Alright. Sorry. Their hearts beat faster. They start to sweat more intensely as they get closer. They are now looking face to face, and they are shocked of what they see. That's where I'm going to be leaving this off. I hope all of you enjoyed this. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next What If. Later.